Okay, today we're going to review the Lyman Bullet Mold 313249, which is a 32 caliber bullet mold that throws out a round nose bullet, 32 cal round nose bullet that the box states it should be 85 grains. The reason I bought this bullet mold is I wanted a bullet for 32 Smith & Wesson, like, you know, this lemon squeezer here. 32 Smith & Wesson is an old cartridge. It was put in a lot of these pocket guns, these break tops like the lemon squeezer, and then there were a lot of knockoffs and copies, Harrington, Richardson, Iver Johnson. It was a popular cartridge for what was called pocket guns or concealed carry guns back in the 1880s up until around World War I. They still made these guns in this caliber, and you'll find a lot of them around. The problem with the bullet molds is, or with the bullet weight, is Lee makes two 32 bullets. One's 100 grain, which I believe is more for the 3220 cartridge, and they make a 93 grain, which I have that one in a 4-cavity mold, and I use that in the 32 Smith & Wesson long, which is a larger caliber more or less, or long, you know, the long is a more powerful caliber, and it works very well. Well, the problem I ran into is 93 grains is a tad bit heavy for the little 32 Smith & Wesson. So, actually, Lyman has 3 different bullet molds you could use. There's this one here, which is 85 grain, and then there's the 311-252, which is even slightly smaller. It supposedly throws a 77 grain, which is not even 10 grains less. Plus, you can use this as a light bullet in a 32 long, so that's why I got this one other than the real light one. And it's kind of one of the smaller bullets I cast. Now, another reason why you want to reload for the 32 Smith & Wesson is you can get ammunition. There's several manufacturers. It was kind of hard to find. I found this stuff here. Remington made it. I think Remington makes it. I don't know if Winchester makes it, and I think MAGIX will make the short. But I couldn't find, the only thing I could find was a Remington. Gander Mountain wanted like $34 a box for it. And I got this at Bud's Gun Shop, and in the end I think I bought 4 or 5 boxes. It come out to, with the shipping and handling and everything, the postage, about $27 a box. So I said, yep, I'm going to have to reload. So my choice of bullets, like I said, I got a couple of the Lee 32 molds, which I've used in different 32 calibers, the French revolver and 32 long. But they're a tad bit heavy, so I wanted a lighter bullet, so I went with the Lyman mold. And the thing about Lyman molds, I've always liked them. I actually preferred them, the steel molds, to the aluminum. When I was younger, I had a huge collection of Lyman molds. All my pistol bullets I cast with Lyman molds, and over the years I accumulated a lot. I sold them all off. I wasn't casting bullets for a while, and most of the stuff I was shooting was surplus guns and ammo, so we didn't really reload much for the AKs or anything else. But now into the antiques, the older guns, and some of the larger rifles like the 45-70, the Gras, and that you have to cast bullets, so I kind of got back into it. The Lyman molds, they cost a little more. I mean, the Lee molds, you can get a 2-cavity Lee mold for about 20 bucks. You're looking anywhere from $60 to $80 for the Lymans. And they're steel. Lyman only, it has a product line. You can go get a catalog, whatever. They have a set number of molds. set designs which made up to their reloading manuals. You can find the bullets in the reloading manuals with all the information, reloading info, data you need. Steel mold, and that's it. You only get them in the steel that are blued. They're probably off the shelf, other than a custom mold. They're probably the best quality mold you can get. RCBS is good, Seiko's good, but I always like the Lymans. RCBS's are a little bit more expensive, and Seiko's are a little more expensive than the Lyman's also. And I really like them, I always have. Steel molds, once you get the grease off of them, get them up to temperature and run, they cast a real nice bullet. Really no break-in period on them. I had, once it got up to temperature, first time out, had some, you get your anomalies. Once it got up to temperature, it cast good bullets all day long. And I cast these with 120 lead alloy, and I made them kind of soft. You don't want to make them hard for the old guns with the old iron barrels either, So I used a softer lead. I didn't use like hardball. If I was loading for 38 special or something, or 32 long, I might use a different alloy, a little bit harder. But I just used a 120 fairly soft, other than just pure lead. And the bullets did come out to about 93.5, 94 grains. Very nice. And like I said, I put one in a fired case, get an idea. It looks good. It's probably the heavy end. There's only two bullets, the 84 and the 77 grain for the 32 Smith & Wesson. As for the steel molds, like when I was reviewing the other mold, I had some brass ones. The Lyman molds only come in steel. Some places you can go and you get your choice of what material you want your mold made out of, either steel, brass, or aluminum. Aluminum molds are always going to be less expensive, no matter if you get them custom made or not. And the only thing about aluminum molds, I use a lot of them, I cast a lot of bullets with them. You kind of hit a spot with the aluminum molds where they cast good once they're warmed up. And another thing, if you're out in the garage, like ideally you should cast indoors where the temperature and climate control is regulated. Because out in the garage on a cold day out here, the aluminum molds act up on me. They cool off too fast if your room temperature is really cold. Where the steel molds, what I like about them, is once you get them up to temperature, and that's where I get a technique, is I'll have two molds. And once you get them up to temperature, you pour one, set it on the bench, let it cool a little. You pour the second one, set it on the bench, open this one, re-pour. By then it's cooled off enough. And you can actually, with these steel molds, you can keep them up at a nice temperature without overheating them and getting that smear on the top of the blocks. That's when you get them too hot and you get carried away and casting. And you can keep two molds running all day long. You make beautiful bullets, not have any lead buildup, nothing, no trouble. That's why I kind of like them. But the downside is they are more expensive. For the price of this, I can get 3 different type Lee molds for the same amount of money. And that's why a lot of people go with it. You're trying to conserve money. That's kind of the name of the game. But as far as the Lyman molds, I never had a bad one. They always made good bullets for me, no matter what. I like them a lot. And this one here is, like I said, just a heavy load for 32 Smith & Wesson. I kind of had to go into it because, Lee didn't have a bullet light enough. I got the other two 32s from Lee, which I do use, and they are aluminum. But this one here was just to get it out and it was a pleasure to cast with, you know, even though there's a bit of an expense to it, but I like it. The molds all the way around. Like I said, I've had several of them over the years. I bought a lot of them in the past. I like them. The only thing about this is when you're done for the day, you gotta coat it down with something, WD-40, or spray something on there, because they will rust. They'll rust overnight. If I leave this out here without putting oil on it or something, or some kind of protective coating, it will rust overnight. It's about the only downside of the steel molds, is you have to make sure that you don't let them rust, because that'll ruin them. So that's it. If you're looking for a mold for, again, the 32 Smith & Wesson, you're going to reload that caliber. I don't know if there's anything out there, but I got these Lyman 313-249s, and it's good mold, and we're going to do some reloading. When I get into reloading it, we'll try them out and check out how the bullets work.